Hello everybody. Today we are going to read a story. A story? Yes, a story. We are going to read a story. So, have you finished listening to the first video, the circle that I gave you? So if not, you have to go back and listen to the video, because that video, the things that we discussed in that video is necessary to understand this story. So the name of the story is How Pinto Find Pie. So the author of this book is Sarah Rao, illustrator is Artika Chowdhury. Okay, let's move on. Pinto. Pinto felt no joy. It was his second week at the new school, but he still had no friends. So he's a newcomer to the school and still he don't have friends. Every time he approached his classmates, he encountered a close circle. So he tried to go to the classmates and to be friend with, but always the friends are closed. The football team had enough players, so he tried to join with the football team. So there are enough players. The art club was full. Everyone had their own groups. So he was very sad. He has no joy. During break, he saw a circle of classmates near the library, throwing darts and counting the holes on a dartboard. Pinto wondered what they were doing, but he couldn't muster the courage to ask. Pinto actually wondered what they are doing. What was that? So they are throwing darts. What's that? I don't know. I don't understand. So he thought, and he did not have um, any courage to ask what is that. So he moved away from the closed circle towards the one thing that always made him happy: numbers. Pinto went to the library. He leafed through a book on shapes. So he actually turned pages and just look on the shapes. Just only, he did not read anything. He just leafed through. He just turned pages only. Okay. The teacher spotted him. Have you ever made a circle with a compass? He asked Pinto. Pinto shook his head. I am Mr. Ahmed, the senior maths teacher, he said, taking out a box from a drawer. So he took out a box from a drawer. From this box, he took out a sharp, pointy thing that Pinto had never seen before. What is that? That should be the compass. This is a compass. Can you see the compass? You may have already seen that. This is a compass. The sharp point is fixed on a paper. Then you move the pencil around the fixed point or the center. So you have to put the sharp point on the center of the paper, and then you move the pencil around this fixed point. The distance between the pencil and the center is always the same. And by the time you get back to where you started, you get a circle, exclaimed Pinto. Yes, so you get a circle. So can you see the circle he drew? Pinto quickly learned to draw a circle with the compass. He drew circles of varying sizes. Here, look at this. He drew a lot of circles, and here He has named several things. Let's look at what they are. He learned that the path traced by the pencil was the circumference of the circle. So this circular line of the circle is called as a circumference. The fixed distance between the circumference and the center was the radius. So the fixed distance from the center to the edge of the circle is called as the radius. Next. Now tell me, how would you divide the circle in half? Mr. Ahmed asked. How would you divide the circle in half? Pintu thought for a bit. He drew a line through the center, slicing the circle into two. So here, look at this circle. He drew lines from one edge of the circle to the another edge of the circle, that is passing the middle point. Mr. Ahmed clapped. Yay! Pinto drew more lines cutting the circle into many parts. So he drew many lines. It looked like the spokes of a wheel, he said. Mr. Ahmed showed Pinto how all the lines passed through the center of the circle. Mr. Ahmed showed Pinto how all the lines passed through the center of the circle. So the circles he drew are all passing through the center. Then he measured the lines and told Pinto that each of these made up the diameter of the circle. So that is, if you look at this circle, from this edge to another edge, that is passing from the center, so we get this line. Okay, so this line is called as a diameter. This line is called as the diameter. If the diameter is 10 centimeters, how long is the radius? Can you guess that? He asked. Pinto, look at the circle carefully. 5 centimeters, he said. Exactly, Mr. Ahmed applauded. The diameter is always twice the radius. So the diameter is always twice the radius. Now I can introduce you to the endless magic of pi. So pi is a mathematical symbol that has a value. So from the circle, they are going to find the magic of pi. What is pi and what's the value of pi? Pinto beam. But then, it was time for the class. Okay, that's the end of this story, and there are more to read.